the IFSS show. It's the IFS infamous PodChater show with DJ Airwax and Meek Poitier.
Check it out, y'all. Welcome to another week of the PodChater Hangout Show with me, DJ Airwax. We got Meek over in London.
How you doing, guys?
So how you doing, Meek, this week?
I'm all good. I'm all good. Okay, so today, outline of the show. We have quite an exciting show today. We have a great guest that's going to come on board.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about all sorts of bits and bobs that they're up to and things. We're going to have the 3 questions of death that have been put forward by some of the users online, and also that we've added to the batch this week because it's the first week. So contributions haven't been very high, but we've got some great questions to ask. The guest's going to be Michael Wings, legendary Michael Wings, who's got some very, very good tips and got a great workflow that he's going to talk about. And later on in the show, we're going to have Crack or WACK. That's going to be exciting too. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yes.
And yeah, we're just going to cover the latest news and that kind of thing, which I think is about now. I think that does it. I think next is the news. So here we go.
Welcome to Infamous News.
Woo!
That theme music.
Yeah.
Working.
Okay.
So, this week for news, we're going to talk about native instruments.
Nice.
We have a new sound kit out, the Siri Groove.
Woo! I read about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of designed for the 2.4 software, so I don't know if it's going to work with all the previous. If you guys haven't updated, it's $49 at the NI store.
Right.
And they got all kinds of great sound packs out there if you guys want to go shop sound packs at NI.
Very nice. Very nice.
Also, their sound packs, they work with like Massive and Contact. You know, that's what's amazing about Native Instruments, is they make their kits work with their VSTs.
Absolutely invaluable. Absolutely. Seamlessly work. Absolutely.
Yeah. So go get your presets on with Native Instruments.
Fantastic. Okay, news from me. Again, we've got a fantastic offer by Waves Plugins this week for $29 again, reduced from $99 this time. They've got the Manny Morricane Tone Shaper. So if you guys are thinking, what plugin do you need? Do you need some kind of EQs or something? Get yourself over to Waves today. You've got probably about another 12 hours or so to get this plug-in for $29. So it's a bit of a steal if that's what you need. In fact, it's a parallel compressor.
Sweet.
Get in there because it's a fantastic sounding plug-in. And that's me basically.
I got one more.
Go ahead.
We got save up to 80% off over at Sweetwater for all my Americans.
Nice.
Up to 80% off, and we got like Tune Tracks, Isotope, Eventide, Waves. We got some NI stuff.
Very nice.
Image Line, Soft Tubes, Sound Toys, Ableton.
Nice. Soft
If you
tube.
want to save some money, because it sounds like they're giving away money. You want to save some money, get over to sweetwater.com.
Yeah, very nice. There's some very good gear reviews as well over there. I keep catching their stuff on
yeah.
their YouTube channel. So yeah, absolutely. Get over there, guys. Don't be fools. Don't be caught dead in the water. All right. That's I guess that's it for the news today.
That's all for the news. Now we're gonna get into a little bit of chatter batter.
Yeah, let's get up. Let's get up. What's happening over there in Canada, Wax?
What's happening over here? There's lots going on, but I've been focused on my studio lately.
Ooh.
I'm trying to get myself moved into the studio, and I want to be in it by at least the 15th of August. So there's a little bit of construction work that has to go on before I can even attempt it. But
exciting times over in land of Airwax, eh? Wow, you're on
yes. I set some deadlines, and I'm trying to like get them knocked down. You know.
That's it, absolutely. Yeah, you've got to be on top of these construction boys, otherwise they'll, sit down and have coffee instead of getting on with it. No, absolutely.
That's exactly it.
You know what it's like.
And they're trying to get paid for it.
Yeah, exactly. So what's the studio going to be called? What's the name? Have you got a name?
Mike Hype Productions. It's been in the making for about 3-4 years.
Nice, Mike Hype Productions. I like the sound of that. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
So who's going to be your clientele? Who's going to? Are people going to be able to walk in, or is it exclusive?
I think I'm gonna tailor to a private audience.
Yeah, nice.
I want to keep it private and underground, more or less, rather than commercial and anybody can walk in and anybody can find me. I don't want to work with anybody. I'd rather it be private, and you have to know somebody to know somebody.
Yeah, that's the way. That's the way. Nice. I can't wait to see that. So you'll hopefully soon you'll have some photos to show us and stuff.
Yes, and some video footage of walls being destroyed and all that good stuff.
Yeah, nice.
I'm gonna try to document it.
Yeah, you should.
Stepping stone.
Absolutely. No, that's great. Cool. So what else is that? That's taking up all your time then over there?
Yep. Most of my time, I haven't even been making music. Along with concentrating on this PodChater show and keeping it up to par for our audience.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely vital. Absolutely.
What about you over in London? What you up to?
Well, I'm up to all sorts. I'm actually made this.
Yes, the new microphone you've been speaking on.
The microphone, yeah, that's right. Yeah. It just reminded me of old bluesmen in the old days with the whole tin, plug into a tin, sing into it, and it's exactly what I'm doing. So, an old soup tin that's just made into a microphone. So yeah, it gives me that gritty edge, that kind of almost telephone voice, that kind of distorted thing. That's exactly what I'm looking for. It gives the real grit without having to use plugins and anything like that. And it's completely analog, nothing digital on this at all. And you know how I am with analog stuff. So yeah, absolutely. So this just plugs in straight into the interface, straight into the computer, and it sounds fantastic for recording.
Yes, I quite like the sound of it. It's kind of like an underground dirt sound. You know what I mean?
It sounds fantastic with a guitar cab. It sounds really, really good, and it just works for everything. It's great. I've got this little. I don't know if you can see it. There's like a little volume on the side that.
Yeah.
You know, the amount of stuff to go in and out that I want it to go. So obviously, you know, the higher I have it, the more sound gets through, just like a conventional microphone. But it means that it becomes really distorted. And as well, if you use a compressor on this, it sounds great because you get the really rawness of it, and it doesn't clip like nasty digital clipping. When it clips, it's a nice clip, a nice distortion. So yeah, and obviously, you know, with this kind of thing, you know, different sounds, far away, close up, that kind of thing comes down to mic technique. But anyway, that's sort of what I've been up to, doing all these kind of little experiments. At the moment, I'm finalising the flux mangler as well, which is a bit of a noise device. So hopefully by the end of next week, I shall have that. So stay tuned, watch out for my Instagram at Meet Poitiers Cons, because I shall be putting up pics up there of this kind of stuff when it comes out. And that's really sort of what I've been up to, you know, this week. But anyway, moving on, we've got a guest coming on the show, the legendary, as I mentioned, Michael Wings. Man, the guy's a whole talent. I mean, we spoke yesterday, we had a quick catch up with him, just talking about, you know, what we're going to discuss on the show, and he's really one to watch out for. Fantastic workflow, I really like it. He comes from a software engineering background, so you guys, you know, just listen out for this because it's great stuff. Is he around, Wax?
I'm trying to get him.
Right, okay, that's good stuff. So I'll tell you a little bit about him, the background of him anyway. So yeah, he comes from a software engineering background, and he does that as well as his music production. He's currently studying for his master's, so the guy is, no joke when it comes to software engineering. He's already authored quite a various amount of software that companies are actually using on a commercial level, and then subcontracting that software to their clients. So yeah, absolutely no slouch. So he's certainly in the music for making something of himself.
Yes.
So he's got his head really well screwed on. He knows the business world. He's got a great 7-year plan. Hopefully, he's going to talk about it a little bit, but we'll ask him about it and we'll see what he lets us know. And of course, we've got the 3 questions of death. So we've been hyping this up, so we have that. Let's play the segment of that. Let's see. There we go. No, that's not it. That's the one. So we have to. Yes, 3 questions of death. So we shall be asking him those 3 questions of death. And okay, hopefully with that, have we got him online yet?
Nah, nothing yet.
Nothing on yet. He must be having.
I talked to him earlier.
He's based over in South Africa, so he's a few hours later than us, so he may be having some internet connection problems. So hopefully he'll be there or not.
Yeah, he must be experiencing some kind of difficulties.
I suppose so. Tell you what we could do. While we get him back, we can move on. We can do crack or whack first. Should we do crack or whack?
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Someone else says that.
And the first track is from Curtis, and he really didn't name the track. It's called United.
All right. Let's get it on. So is this crack or whack? What do you guys think? Crack, whack, some more? I hope it's going somewhere. Not sure about that.
He's got a lot of light years to go yet. Like, he figured out how to get a rhythm, but there's no transitions or nothing going on in there.
Yeah, but yeah, it's all good work in progress though. I liked it. I like bass drum. I like the rhythm of it, like you're saying. Perhaps his sticks are really high, so some time should be spent on mixing the stuff.
Yeah, you can tell he's still young in the productions.
Absolutely. Well, perfecting his craft.
It's not bad, but it could be better.
Yeah, I think so. I think we have to say it's whack. I'm sorry, Curtis, but I think it's whack, my friend. Keep going. It's all good love. It's all good love. Do we have another?
Okay, next track. This one is by NXTI Funk, Sexy Way.
Sexy Way. It reminds me of some of the built stuff. I don't know. It's not quite crack. That's certainly not crack, and it's not whack either. What prevents me from saying it's crack is I can't see how someone's going to spit bars over that if there's room for them, because there's lots already happening. It's a great little beat for a chill out lounge or something. I think that's great for that. I think we'd definitely be crack for that. But in terms of actually a beat for someone to rap over or do something, I wouldn't say so. There's no room for vocals, but that's just my personal opinion. But I don't think it's either there or anywhere. I think it's just
in the middle.
Yeah, it's just a beat. You know, it's like the millions of others that are out there. So nothing really defines it. But nice attempt, man.
Okay, we have one more by EKA. He calls it Make Something.
Make Something.
No, I understand about quality. I understand about fabrics. I spent 10,000 hours at this. I dedicated my life to this. Then a lot of people say, okay, well, you know, you have to do music. I'm going to keep doing music, but what if people told me I couldn't rap? What would have happened? What if people told me I couldn't perform?
It sounds like everything else out there. Man, I'm having a really bad day today. Yeah, it's nice, but there's nothing defining. Maybe it's me being really, I don't know. I'm sure he won't like my music either. No, but it's just it's a nice intro, but it just sounds the same as everyone else. I mean, all the tunes that we've had today on the Crack or Whack, they've all sounded the same. I know it's the same genre, but it's the same sound. There's nothing new. I mean, if you listen to Primo and compare him to Jay Dilla or anything like that, they're the same style, but they sound totally different. These guys just sound generic. And I mean, is this a plague or a cancer of the hip-hop world at the moment? Everybody wants to sound the same without, you know, am I being overcritical? I don't know. Some people online are saying, it's whack and saying, no way, but no one's giving me any reasons at the moment. Just saying whack. What do you think?
I'm still in the middle.
Yeah.
I wasn't pulled to like it or pulled not to like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it in the middle.
Yeah, fair play. I just think it sounds the same as everyone else's, unfortunately. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You know, it just sounds...
Can we play one more?
Yeah, we could do if we've got time. Go for it.
Let's play by No Idea, Peaches and Cream.
I like.
Now, I'm going to warn you, I did not pre-listen to this.
Well, yeah.
He called it Peaches and Cream.
Yeah, well, let's see. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's got potential. A bit more development. I thought it would have... When it dropped in, I thought, yes, right time. I thought, nice build, everything. And then the bass guitar kicked in, I thought, yeah. And then it just sort of fizzled away. So it's got potential. I think it's good. It's not crack, but it's certainly not whack. I think it's got a lot of potential. There's lots of room there for someone to sing on, drop beats, drop bars, whatever.
Hey.
Hey.
We're getting feedback.
Yeah, that's nice.
Like an echo.
Yeah, it's monitor to that.
Yeah, I'm using my phone, so. Is it still loud?
Better?
No.
The feedback.
Yeah. The feedback. Because you've got a camera up and down.
You need to put headphones in.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me use my headphones.
Yeah, that will work.
These are things of technical difficulties when you're live.
Cool. This should be better.
Yeah. So that's a lot better. Because we when we speak, we can hear it through your mic when it comes out of the monitors. That's why you get that feedback. You get an ongoing forever loop.
Yeah.
With your headphones, you see, we can't hear what comes out.
Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Oh, it's all good. All learning.
Yeah, that last track, I liked it. I would call that crack. It was definitely crack.
Yeah, okay. I think it's got lots of potential. No whack from here.
Whose track?
So, yeah, let's get on with the interview, and that's the end of Crack and Whack.
All right. No more
Well,
crack and
next
whack
week,
this week.
you guys, if you want to upload your tunes to our Crack or Whack group, it's on SoundCloud. You can look for us, Infamous Foreign Sound, Crack or Whack.
Cool.
Absolutely. Remember your hashtags to add to your tunes.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you join the group on SoundCloud, so then we know what it's for. And anyone out there with any questions or anything like that, just remember the hashtags as well and just add them. And you can drop us a line through SoundCloud or something like that as well. All right, let's move on. We have our guest, the one and only Michael Wing. Very talented. We had a nice little chat yesterday. Yes, very
How you
good.
doing?
Yeah.
Where are you from, Michael?
I'm from Kenya, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
In a small town called Kikuyu. It's kind of like I'd say a developing town, very still kind of local in a way.
Yeah.
I'd say. Yeah.
Not big city.
No. Still a very small city of, like, we say probably 100,000 people.
Yeah.
The main town, and then spread out is like more suburb local homes and stuff. So it's 20 kilometers from Nairobi, the capital city.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Not too bad. So it's got good things going, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very good.
All right.
Yep.
Go ahead, Wax. You've got some nice questions to ask.
Okay, starting off.
Yeah.
What are you doing in the game, the music industry, to keep yourself relevant?
Well, I'd say at this point, because I've only started like around this year, it's been more of like still learning more about the game, but so far I've been like on YouTube, Instagram, and just sharing content on my fan page, and also selling t-shirts, because when I started out by selling t-shirts. So I was a graphics designer. I was a graphics teacher. So I used to make graphics. I used to make funky t-shirts and like sell them to my friends, sell them to kids in high school, sell them to just people just liked the design. So
Nice.
after that, like I progressed. I now started thinking about how do I like expand. So like that's how I got into music. So I just kind of connected the dots. I was like, wait, I like music and I like fashion. So like, yeah,
Put the two. Yeah, because my
Kind
question
of
that I've got
complement
is,
each other.
yeah,
yeah, you're currently studying your masters in software engineering. So
yeah,
you're a software developer by trade. But
yeah,
what I want to know is how do you manage your transition between your software engineering day job, or you're studying and things and doing stuff for
yeah,
people, and your
yeah.
music? How do you handle that? How do you work that out?
At this point, I've kind of mapped out a very, say, kind of a strict kind of routine, where I know exactly when I do work,
All right.
like work related things, developing work, and I always have a checklist of things that I tick out every single day
Mm-hmm.
to to assess my progress. So like on Monday and Tuesday from around 12, I mean from around 10:30 is when I actually work till 4 o'clock because
Mm-hmm.
that's when I
Yeah.
talk to my clients. So
Yeah.
that time is like you have to, I kind of have to be very focused, like extremely cutthroat focused at what I'm
Yeah.
doing so that I can finish those things that I need to do so that they don't leak into the time that I spend in making designs or learning, like making music. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay. So what advice would you give to our listeners or viewers, who also have a daytime job and are looking towards doing something in music, but are only doing it part time? Is there any advice that you can sort of give to them about sort of making a transition from the day job into music and yet make money from music? Is there any advice that you could tell them?
Yeah, actually, I can tell them maybe if you get the chance to read a book like Tim Ferriss's 40-hour week, I mean 4-hour work week
Mm-hmm.
book. It's really, really nice. It's the one that kind of helped me um, emphasize or like believe more in what I thought of. Like I always wanted to just have a job where I didn't have to show up in an office every day commuting, going because commuting, you waste so much time.
Yeah.
But even if you're commuting to work, like that's still time you can use to learn something. And as long as you have a smartphone, it's not
Yeah.
an excuse not to read or to still just keep consuming knowledge. So if you're commuting, spend that time to watch tutorials, download videos from YouTube and put them on your phone if you don't have data, like just
Yeah.
spend all your extra time pushing yourself further and further to what you're trying to do. Instead of watching, I don't actually watch series. I used to watch a lot of anime when I was in high school and college, I mean bachelor's.
Yeah.
So I kind of stopped. Now most of my time I spend it making music or um, watching tutorials and finding new plugins or finding new ways to improve my sound and so because you still have to put in the 10,000 hours or you have to put in the time to perfect your skill. So
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's right.
yeah,
Certainly the 10,000 hours is very true. They do say you spend
yeah,
10,000 hours on anything and you become an expert in that particular thing. So
Exactly.
definitely some
yeah,
really valuable stuff there. Yeah. Now I'm just as you were talking there, Michael, I was just searching on Amazon. So yeah, Tim Ferriss, The 4 Hour Work Week looks a good book. You can get it here in the
yeah,
UK for what, less than £10 or something like that, which is probably about 13, $14 or something.
yeah,
So yeah, definitely worth checking out that book. I think
yeah,
that's some great advice, using your time most wisely, especially if you're having to commute. Help you
yeah,
collect your thoughts. Definitely, definitely. What was your question,
yeah.
Wax? You you had a good question to ask concerning.
What kind of software work have you done?
It's quite interesting because between 2010, actually 2010 when I was doing my bachelor's, and now I've been a teacher. I've owned a company that does branding and printing and web design and all that kind of stuff. But when I came here to Estonia, I kind of had to leave some of that stuff pending so that I can focus on learning software engineering, so to say. Wait, I think I lost myself in the question. What did you ask again?
What kind of software have you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so in 2012, I remember I did some software on streaming when I was working at a company called Area 254 that deals with marketing, online marketing. So I made for them like some streaming software in PHP. So it's so weird. At that time, I wasn't even thinking about music. I was just thinking about selling T-shirts. So I made for them that, and then after the company collapsed, it's like because I was doing web design, I moved with the clients for that company, so they stuck with me. I had like about 5 clients, so that's when I was getting my income. And then so I got a lot of experience building a lot of websites. So I still have a company called Binacle Technologies, which is for selling hosting and web design. So, like I've just been acquiring skill. I've just been finding ways to just improve on my skills. So even when you look at my websites, I've done everything myself because I know how to design a website, design T-shirts, everything. Like I've done it myself,
Cool.
And then
Kudos.
thanks. And then I built this software called iCow in Kenya that basically trains. It's a kind of an SMS browser, kind of a phone. You can browse via USSD. Then people who use like the small phone, like we say, let me show you. Where is this phone? Like the really small phone, like people who use this kind of phone. You can see this? Yeah. People who use this kind of phone can be able to access information on how to maybe plant cabbages or rear their cows. They receive it via SMS.
So that's kind of an SMS format.
Yeah, it's an SMS application.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
Wow, so a guy with many fingers in many pies. One of my questions I was going to ask was, do you consider yourself an artist, a producer, or more of a musicpreneur, more as a businessman? I mean, can you expand on that?
I see myself as an entrepreneur, business person, because as I've grown, I kind of started connecting the dots because I remember at one time I wanted to be like Mark Eco, when the Rhino design kind of like inspired T-shirts and hats and everything. I really, really loved fashion, but I was like, I'm gonna be like him, like that's what I wanted to be. So, but as time went on, I started like gravitating more to what do I really enjoy doing. And then I realized I absolutely hate making websites. So that means I do not want to do anything that involves using too much time,
Everybody I know making websites.
Yeah, I absolutely.
I don't know anybody that likes that job.
No, it's horrible, So, I really hated it. By the time I needed the money, so, for like a few months I made websites. And then I realized my process of making websites and how I make music is exactly like it was my way of creating was meant for music. Because the way I was creating websites, I'd be very, detail oriented. I'd be like, I'm like I listen to detail. I pay attention to detail, So yeah, and yeah.
So, in terms of you're mentioning details, so when you create a beat or a tune, do
Yeah.
you think of details such as, the swing on the hi-hat, or do you consider how the kick drum sounds first before you have your idea or your actual beat?
Actually, what I do is like I've made like a template. I've made some few templates from some of the um, we say beats. I mean instruments that I like drums. But what I did was like I listened to a lot of the songs that I really like, and then I asked myself like, why does this beat sound so dope? You realize like Dr. Dre beats had a really punchy kick. When you listen to Still Dre, like that kick is so yummy, man. It's so like, damn, you hear that, you're like, how the hell is my head bopping to this shit, So, so I just made like a bunch of templates, and then like because I normally use OneNote, I just made a page called like beat templates, and then I describe them. And then so every time I make a song, like I normally just pull a template, and then when I make the arrangements for that song, if I listen to it and maybe the idea that I had in the intent, the idea that I had in my heart, or for the song, I just switch it up with and find the right kick. But I normally first flesh out the whole idea, the whole song. Because I like using the scratch pad. It's like really cool. You just make and then I flesh out the whole song. And then now I'm like, okay, I think I need a more punchier kick for this because of the character maybe of the song, or if I'm in the song lyrics, if I've said something like, and I'm a smash it, I'm a dash it, I'm a cat it like a desk, something like that. Like at one point I'm like, okay, this point here, it probably needs something that has more, something like when you hear it, like, damn,
That's what it's at,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, well, when you're talking about scratch pad, I know it comes from Studio 3. Studio 1, I guess you're talking about Studio 1, yeah?
Yeah, Studio 1 3.
Yeah, cool. Okay. I was going to pass it over to Wax, but I've just got a question here. When you started mentioning plugins and things, let me find what was your current favorite plugin? I mean, so you currently use SO3, okay, and you like the scratch pad, so obviously you like Studio One. But do you have a favorite plugin or favorite instrument that you always go to, that you use on every beat?
Mostly either Presence or Mai Tai,
Oh,
or Hypersonic I really love Hypersonic in FL Studio.
yeah.
So I just really love the sounds. I feel like they were made so well. Like if you listen to the samples there and the kicks and everything, the tone is like, I think they set the right tone for those instruments, because whenever you pull them together, they don't have, if you listen keenly, they don't sound like they're clashing. They're always like, so,
Yeah, they're all
so,
pre-EQ'd and all cutting things so that you can actually just drag and drop and basically the mix themselves. Yeah, of course. A sound design is usually done for things like that. You set certain frequencies for certain things, and then you just clear everything out. You don't just have a kick and just say, oh, that's a kick, and then it colours up your whole spectrum. No, you cut out frequencies and high pass, low pass filters and that kind of thing to make sure that it works. So yeah, that's how they work. So no, cool. So present. Wax?
What can we expect from you in the future?
Yeah, that means what kind of projects are you currently working on?
Okay, well, actually, right now, because I want to be a storyteller. I want to tell my projects will mostly be more storytelling about a kid who's from a village in Kikuyu in Kenya who grew up watching people like Tupac, like Dr. Dre, in a very local setting, like trying to figure out how come he's where he is and he's not able to be where all these people who are doing all these awesome things are. So he's finding his way in doing the crazy stuff because no one else from where I'm from wants to do that kind of stuff. Everyone is like just, you know. So mine is more of I wanna tell stories. And I want to make projects that, like, if you listen to them, it's like, you know how when Harry Potter came out, like, you feel like, damn, I have to read the first Harry Potter to know what the hell's happening, and like, you know, like,
Yeah, get the background.
something,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think you need to. I could see you probably getting into something as big as theater. You know,
yeah,
and dance.
yeah,
Yeah, you might
yeah.
explore that avenue one day.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
I've always loved film. I've always like really loved how people just storytell and the story like it captures you and like you're like wow. It leaves you with something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a young
Yeah.
Quincy Jones in the making, Wax.
Yes. I don't think your high is. You haven't reached your peak yet. Definitely not.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
terms of your sort of going back to your beats, that you do you do your own mastering or do you have someone that does it for you?
My what? Sorry?
Your own mastering, the mastering of your own beats.
Actually, because I haven't made like so many songs just yet. So like what I did was like I paid for a subscription with Lander,
Yeah.
and I had also started using Ozone plugins. I had bought Ozone plugins, and at one point I was actually also initially when I was using Audacity to like record my songs. I'd use Adobe Audition to master my songs with Ozone's plugin.
Right.
You
Okay.
know, yeah. So, but I know like when I get money, or when my business like has a proper cash flow, like I'll start like I mean the songs that I make, I'm gonna give them to people who are obviously a lot better than me at mastering because I know even when I listen to some songs that I did then, I'm like, no.
Yeah,
You know, yeah.
it's an art in itself. It's an art in itself. Anyway, we're just going to take a quick break from that, and I think it's going to be time for 3 questions of death. I think we're
Cool.
going to play that. So let's see what we've got here. I've got nothing here. Have you got anything there?
It's time for
3 questions of death time. Okay, so we've got some stuff here in the old hat, the old fez, and
Yeah.
I've got some here, so I'm just going to bring these out. Just a minute. There's quite a lot of them here. Well, I've just shuffled them. I'm not going to look at whatever it
He
is.
looks
Right.
shaking. He's shaking. He's shaking in his boots right now.
This is quite a funny one. All right, this is from someone called Taz online. Okay,
Yeah.
he tweeted this through. He said, when you use a public toilet, do you sit on the
Yeah.
seat without putting toilet paper down?
Hell no. always put
The toilet paper around.
toilet paper around it, yeah, because I'm like,
Yeah. I do that all the time. I just put reams of it. I don't care if it's blocked afterwards. I'm not bothered. I just no way will I sit in the public
I've
toilet.
walked into where you don't even want to use the toilet paper, but just use the air, just hover over it.
There you do a Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Okay, question number 2.
Okay. Let's see. I can't look at these. There we go. Well, I've got to get one that I've got some. Okay, here we go. This is not so good. It's a bit of a cheesy one now. Let's try another one. I don't like that one. No, that's boring as well. We've got some boring ones. I want some good ones. Oh, this is an interesting one.
Yeah.
Have you ever been caught by a parent doing something private?
Yeah, my folks actually when I was like about, I think I was 17 and I was still living in my mom's place. So a girl had like come over and I thought my mom had like left because she said she had left. And then she like went and like after like 20 minutes she came back into the house. And she had like this girl screaming, so she was like really scared and she came in and she found me there and I was like, "Hi, Mom."
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
That's never happened.
Yeah. Good job she didn't call the police thinking, what's going on.
What shows
I'm still explaining that scenario to you today.
Alright. Okay.
Okay, question number 3.
I'm trying to move on. Alright, no, that one's okay. Okay, we'll stick with the sexy kind of ones. What is this question? This was one of mine and Wax's actually. We'll put this one in. But what's the most embarrassing moment that you've had with the opposite sex?
Let me see.
I don't know if the previous question would have been it.
Let me see. That's have I had a oh yeah, I think it was this one time not too long ago. A girl like I think she sent me a message.
She DM'd you.
Yeah, she DM'd me and I misunderstood what she said.
What did she say?
So I think she meant like because we were just talking and I liked her and I think she liked me.
Yeah.
So she told me like, hey, so come by my place at like 4 o'clock and and just make sure when you come, I think come through the back door or something. Like, what was it then? And she was like, don't worry, like it will be cool, So I thought like, damn, I'm going to get some, So like, so like, I went and then I packed like some condoms in like my wallet, like I stuffed it with condoms there. So like, so when I went, like when I got there, I went through the back door and then I came in and when I got in, I met all these, I think, older ladies and like I think how parents or something. It's like they were waiting for me. They hugged me and everything. And then I had like my wallet in like the inner jacket. So like this lady, she offered to take my jacket. So like she was like, it's so hot, like take off it. So she like, whoosh, and then now the wallet like kind of just flung, and then like all these CDs just went.
That's the story right there.
And I was like, I saw them flying in slow motion, like.
Are they catching them out there in the Matrix?
Whoa!
And I was like, oh my god, like, as in they fell on this older woman's lap, on the floor, on the table, and there was food, and I was like, we stood there for like 10 seconds, like, just looking at each other, and then someone just said, okay, now let's pray.
Oh. So what happened to the girl? Like, what happened to the girl?
Like, she was just like so embarrassed, like we didn't talk.
I think you're lucky to be alive, Michael.
Yeah, like I tried to explain to her. I was like,
I don't think you could explain anything, but
yeah.
the
So did you just get out?
I tried. Well, well, it was kind of weird hanging around because they were just like looking at me like kind of like this, you know, and like just for like 10 minutes. I was just like, I think I have another meeting at like in the next 20 minutes. So it was nice to meet you guys. Yeah. So.
Man, yeah.
Thank you. It wasn't me.
Yeah, I wonder
wasn't me.
I wonder if that was one of the precursors to your name, Michael Wings, because you just like have to fly out of there really quick. Man. No way with it. Oh no, I feel for you on that one. But that's a good story, man. That's a good story.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Well, that's the end of 3 questions of death. So I guess let's get back to the interview then. For any of you guys next week that want to submit any questions for 3 questions of death, just drop us a line and tweet us with the hashtag 3QOD, and we'll put it sort of forward to our interview. Yeah, but nice stories there, Michael. All right, let's get back to the interview. So, Wax, do you have a question?
Do you buy sound kits, Michael?
Actually, for now, I've only downloaded like some of the free sound kits from like some of the producers at like Boy Wonder, and but I know I wanna buy sound kits from like SX because I like his sound kits. Superstar O, and yeah, I think so far I've only bought one from SX, but I haven't like bought anything else. I was like, let me first learn how to use what I have right now, and then when I feel I've kind of used and made as many tracks as I want from those ones, then I can start buying other people's. Like there's just so much. I have like a terabyte, a terabyte of stuff.
In your beginning stages of making music, would you prefer like a kit that was like loops already made out, or like a construction kit where it's like you get all the instruments singly and you make your own beat?
Yeah, good question.
Okay. Actually, I think right now Studio One, when you buy the pro version, it comes with all those kits. It actually comes with some very nice kits that have all the audio loops and stuff. So right now, what I've been doing was because they help you make songs really fast, and you find some really nicely done samples that have some very nice timing. You know, if you're
Yeah.
trying to do a quartet kind of timing, like on a fifth note, like some of that stuff you can't really do it very well. I think that's even how Jay Dilla made his beats, because his beats are like the timing is like, how the hell did he do that stuff? You know, it's like you can't like really remake that beat. Yeah. So for now, I'm just fast using the Studio One audio loops and making my own, like, because I want to also make my own loops that, yeah, I feel like if I get into the art of making, like, just creating my stuff, like, maybe after some time I'll be like, okay, maybe I want to add some flavor here, you know, but right now I feel like I just have enough, you know, so.
So what is most important in a kit to you?
I think it has to be the kicks, the kicks, if it has maybe hi-hats and effects, because I've also realized some kits have some very interesting effects, you know. Like there's this beat I made the other day about like Tartu story life. I made a story about Tinder, like a small Tinder experience. So like in there I got like this sample pack from BBC that has like all the soundtracks for like people walking on the streets, the train stations, dogs barking, people smashing glasses and stuff, like someone wiping windows. You know, like when you add those sounds in the song, like it makes it so much interesting. Like when you put breaks and then a drop, like, and then you say some word or some like cool punchline. You know, like the effect is like, oh, you know, and then. Yeah, then the kicks give character, because if I listen to, I really admire Kanye West's beats, because Kanye, like, he just finds the best kicks. Like, I think kicks are like 80% of like the, you know, it depends on the, if you're having an upbeat song, you know. So yeah.
So to you, what is the most money that you would want to spend on a kit?
I say it depends. It depends on the kit and what the kit offers. Money for me, I've gotten to a point where like I've started to understand like money. You need to invest money to make money. Okay, it has been like that, but it's more ingrained in me now, because I understand now that, like, you know, when you start investing in some things that you know are gonna give you a more competitive edge or make your work better, you know, you'd rather just buy the high quality stuff. You know, even if it's gonna cost you $200, just buy it. You know, if you're gonna make good music, invest, you know.
Well said,
Yeah.
Michael.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
yeah.
I've been saying that all year, invest in your craft.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't half-ass. Like if I find something I like, even if it's a plugin that I like, I just buy it. You know, I just invest in it, and I log, like I have a place where I've logged all the things that I've bought. I know from the first time what plugins I bought, like I've listed down all the things that I've even bought this, let me show you, this, it's called, it's for training yourself how to play the piano so that you can learn music theory.
Notation?
You know.
Is it notation?
No, it's called Synthesia. Synthesia. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I've seen that about.
Yeah.
No stuff. So yeah, definitely invest in yourself, and that's all the questions for me, man.
Yeah, well, the only other final thing really before we conclude it is how do people find you, Michael? What's your address on social media?
Initially, when I started out, because I didn't I didn't know what I'd call myself as an artist, so I kind of went with the name of my clothing line, which was Vermont Sedell. So if you go to SoundCloud, I converted it to a record label, so it's Vermont Sedell, Vermon Seidel. And then I have that one. That's where I upload all my instrumentals and experimental songs. And then Michael Wings with a double G is like now the official, yeah. You can find me on Twitter, on Facebook with those two names, Vermont Sedell and Michael Wings.
With 2 G's.
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh, nice. Good stuff. So yeah, we'll
Yes.
be keeping an eye on what's happening with you for sure. Yeah.
One more
All right.
question.
Cool.
Go on,
Yeah.
one more question.
Are you open into coming back for another interview in, let's say, 6 months to a year?
Yeah, most definitely. Like
yeah.
we're homies for life.
Right on,
We're
bro.
homies for life now.
Absolutely. We'll have you back for sure. See where you are and see how that
Yeah.
goes.
You're an inspiring guy for somebody who's so
Absolutely.
young and at the point that you're at in the industry right now. Kudos to you,
Yeah.
man.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for today for another IFSS PodChater show. We hope you enjoyed it. We did. And just a
Most
thanks to our
definitely.
audience, for listening in and tuning in to see us, and of course our fantastic guest, Michael Wings, for giving us some great answers and some amazing stories on 3 questions of death. Man, I'm going to be listening back to them on the podcasts for definitely. Some good stuff there. I couldn't have scripted it myself. That's brilliant. All right. So that's it for now, guys. We hope you'll be joining us again soon. That's it, Michael. We'll see you next time. We'll catch up within a few months or so. And one more thing before we go. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, guys, Infamous Foreign Sound Society, and follow us on Twitter at InfamousFSS, and same on Instagram, InfamousFSS. And obviously check out our Facebook group, Infamous Foreign Sound Society. And of course, guys, remember, join the group on SoundCloud. We're up there. What's the SoundCloud account, Wax?
Infamous Crack or Whack.
Infamous
Yeah,
Crack or
joined.
Whack. Absolutely. So, guys, start submitting
Upload
your
your
tracks up
beats.
there. Absolutely. Remember the tags, Crack or Whack. And of course, if you guys out there wanting just to put in those awkward, squirming questions, keep them rolling in. Remember to tweet the hashtags QOD and hashtag IFSSS so we can pick up your questions. And yeah, we're looking forward to some crazy questions from you guys next week. At the moment, we're working on next week's guest. We shall tweet that as soon as we've got confirmation that they'll be on the show next week. But that's me, Meek out over in London, UK.
DJ Airwax out.
And Michael Wings over in Kenya.
Wingers worldwide.
Nice one. We'll see you guys next time.
PodChater show. It's the IFSS
All
show.
right, guys.
It's the IFS
Laters.
Infamous PodChater
Latest.
show. DJ Airwax and Meek Poitier.
Take care, Michael. Talk to you later.
Okay. Take care, guys.